Hey guys, welcome back to our third person shooter series. In the last video, we added weapon interactions, where if you walked up to the weapon, it showed the name of the gun, or whatever you wanted it to say when you were in range to pick it up. In this episode, we will be attaching the weapon to the character, so let's go ahead and do that. So what you want to do is you want to head over to the weapon underscore BP, so the BP underscore weapon master that we created. Open it up, and then what we want to do is first of all drag this up here. So inside of the construction script here, we want to grab out two weapon structures, 1 and 2. So for weapon structure 1, we want to get set members. So then we want to set that, and we want to add all of the input pins. So like this. So I'm going to drag this out. Okay. And the reason we're doing this is because it will assign all the values that we have to set to the weapon. So this construction script will be called when you create an object, spawn an object, etc. So on the weapon structure 2, you want to right click and you want to split the struct pin, and you want to plug in everything except the weapon class. Okay, so you weapon name, weapon enumeration, mag size, current ammo, damage, icon, and whether it's a melee weapon or not. So we'll move this, just tidy it up a little bit. And for the class here, drag off, and we just get a reference to self. Okay, so now that we've done this, we want to go ahead and make another enumeration. So if we go to the enums folder, right click, go to blueprints, enumeration, and we'll call this one E underscore weapon state. Inside of this, we want to add six variables. I lost my words for a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the first one, we're just going to go ahead and call this none. Second one, whoops, want to go ahead and call this primary slot. Third one should be secondary slot. The fourth one should be pistol slot. And the fifth one should be melee slot. And the last one should be holster. And then what we want to do is we also want to create another enumeration here. So if we go into blueprints, enumeration, we'll call this E underscore. So the last one we made there should be called weapon input, not weapon state. So input. And then the one we are making now should be called weapon state. Okay. So inside the state, we just want three things. First one being dropped. Second one being equipped. And the third one, we want this to be in hand. Okay. So we'll go ahead, we'll save that. And inside of the weapon master, let's create a function. So let's go ahead and create a function. And we'll call this set weapon state. And we only have to have one input, and we want this to be of the name weapon state. And for the variable, we want this to be E underscore weapon state that we just made. So compile, save. Okay, so what we want to do is inside of this, we want to switch on E underscore weapon state. And then this will give us the 3 pins, okay? So from dropped, we want to get interaction radius. Then we want to set collision profile name. inside of here, we want to overlap all dynamic. And then we want to get set the mesh. And here we want to, again, set collision profile name. And then we want this to be none. And then after this, we want to, set simulate physics. And we want this to simulate. And then inside of our project settings, so if you want to get project settings, you go edit, project settings, and then inside here, what we want to do is make a new collision. So go down to collision, we go down to collision presets. So if you have a look here, all these collisions here. So we want to make a new collision preset. We want to call this dropped weapon. We want to have no collision, but we want to drop block world static, block world dynamic. Okay. And we want to accept that. So now what we want to do is go back to the weapon master and paste dropped. So copy and paste all of this. Into dropped. So into equip, sorry. So you want to get the, you're going to get rid of this, set collision names. So the name you want to have is no collision. Then you want to set simulate physics. To false. Yep, set simulate physics to false. Okay, so now that we've done this, what's this? Let's have a target. Give me 2 seconds here. Okay, so get the gun mesh, put that in there. And I'll put this here. See if this works. Okay. So we want to go to third person character. You want to go to mesh. You want to look for the mannequin mesh. You want to then open the skeleton. You want to go to spine 3. You want to add a couple of sockets here. So the first socket, you right click, add socket. And we want to rename this to primary socket. So then we'll add a preview asset and we'll call this AR4. And we want this on the X. And then we will pull this out. And we also want to take off the rotation snap and just rotate it a little bit. Put the snap back on and rotate it 90 degrees or minus 180. Yeah, minus 180. Then we'll move this just to the right side here. Yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, that looks fine. And then we want to make another socket here on spine 3. We're going to call this secondary socket. Then on the secondary socket, we want to add a preview, and we want to call this KA74. We want to bring this one in. We don't want the U. Oh, KA47. Yeah, there it is, the one on the X. Bring this out. Rotate. Just a little bit. Bring it. Put the snap back on. Rotate it around to -180. And then rotate it again, -180. So we have the two guns like this. And then what we want to do is we want to move it out a little bit. Actually, we'll rotate it back around, make it look a bit better, and we'll add it here. I know they overlap, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out eventually. And then what we want to add is another one, which is melee holster. So we go back up to spine 3, add another socket. We want to call this melee holster. And I know this is going to look weird, but we'll set the knife. We'll just add a combat knife. You can add anything you want, but yeah, I don't have anything to, what do you call it? Yeah, I don't have anything that I can put here, so combat knife it is. Let's rotate that. Now what we want to do is we want to click on the thigh for his left thigh. And then we want to put this pistol holster. So we're going to have this as, instead of sockets, let's name these holsters. So primary holster, secondary holster, melee holster, and then pistol holster. And for this one, we'll just add in a SMG. Whoops. And in the SMG 11, have this X. And then we will rotate this. Oops, we need to actually put snap back on. Take this 90 degrees. Let me bring this out. We also need to turn it around, so 180. And then bring it down. Yep, there we go. So that should be fine. So this is all for this part of the video, as I don't want it to go on too long. And we will finish off adding the weapons in the next one, as I want to keep these fairly short. So thank you for watching, stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.